Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to our show. I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 7th of August 2025. We are doing season part 2 of our Lost recap, which means that we're at season 2, episode 4. When I'm going to reach season 2, episode 4, 7, this is where I finished last time. So, oh, no. I lost a clip. Damn, dude. Damn. Damn. That's not good. So we are back, baby. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. I hope that you're excited. Let's get right into it because I want to finish this in 40 minutes. I want to play some Fortnite because it's a new event. And the new event we tried it, and it's amazing. So this is freaking good. We got episode number 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's it. So I can already tell you what is the flashbacks. The flashback in itself is one of the most amazing, and it's Hugo, and it's quite important. So we know that Hugo won. He won the thing. He won the money, and Hugo was a Clucky Chicken employee, which I don't know Clucky Chicken if you exist, but from what I see from the show, you're not the greatest company. Let's put it like that. So we got Hugo who wins the money. Hugo, I think that his life is gonna change. For example, his best friend, he's afraid of telling his best friend because he thinks he's gonna be losing his best friend. And he thinks he's gonna be after him for the money. His best friend is a very famous actor. We saw it in a lot of things. Is he gonna be after the money? I don't know. I don't know because we don't see him enough. And if we do see him, see, we had Desmond on the island, which basically means that anybody from their past could be on their island. I love this. I absolutely love this. The first scene is amazing because we know that they're gonna tell Dula about the hatch. Desmond left, so you're gonna be in charge of the inventory for food. Why? Because he was the inventory for food. So he has a dream about eating all the food, and then he speaks to Jin, and Jin speaks English, and he tells Jin, "This is so funny," and he tells Jin, "Hey, you speak English?" And just like, no, you speak Korean. And you see Hugo speaking Korean, which I thought was amazing. Then it's all about his best friend. There's this girl that he really likes, and he wants to ask her out. And his friend is like, "Why did you ask her out?" He's like, "Well, I want to do it before it happens." And the first friend is like, "Before what happened?" And he goes like, "Because before I can become rich, because then you're gonna be looking at me and be liking me for my money." Simple enough, and it does make sense. Do I agree with him? I don't know if I agree with him. I don't know if I agree, but I understand where he's coming from. At the very least, it's just a great thing. And then we see the shop in which they bought the tickets, and the news team is like, "Yo, the winning ticket is from you." And then they point at Hugo when his best friend is there, and his best friend looks at him like, "You didn't tell me that you won," which is honestly very, very good. So now we got a pretty important first episode. So we got the scene. The first thing that we see is Michael, Sawyer, and Jin, and they're able to say, thanks to Ana Lucia, they're able to confirm that they are people from the plane. So this is kind of really cool, because we know that the other exists for reals, and why the side of the plane is so I don't know how you say it in English, defiant. Why they're so suspicious over the team, because they know there's others. So they're able to say, "Yeah, we believe you. We believe you from the plane," and now they become much, much, much nicer. So I did kind of like that. We got a scene in between Hugo and it sucks. You and Charlie. And Charlie's like, "Yo, Hugo, you hook me up. Hook me up. I know this is a bunker. Tell me what you know." And then Hugo's like, "I can't tell you. I promise, Jack." And then Charlie is gonna keep asking and asking and asking, kind of pushing Hugo to do it, which kind of sucks. The black girl, I remember her name. Her name was Rose. So I'm sorry about that. We got we got a big problem. We got Claire with saucing her feet in the water. Look at her. Not pregnant. She's quite pretty. But then what she finds is the bottle with all the letters. So this means that the guys of the island didn't make it. Jack gives the Jack gives the Oh my god, I love Jack, but at this time he pushed a lot of pressure on Hugo, which is normal though, because it's like, yo, I want you guys to do the inventory, and before we do the inventory, so he said, we have this inventory, what should we do? And Hugo said, do the inventory, because how long it's gonna last, because they got 46 mouths to feed, so it's a lot. So Jackie trusts. Hugo finds out the Apollo, and he tells Roses, I really miss it, I really wish we could do it. Rose is like, I don't know what to tell you. It's what you think is right. We got Kate, who comes in and steals a bottle of shampoo. And right away, Hugo is like, yo, we're not supposed to take it. And Kate's like, fuck that, I don't care. So right away, Hugo has to be put in a position of... I say no to her. What I love here is that we have Jack. And Jack, even though there's a bucket full of food, he eats a fruit, which means he won't rely on the island. The island's gonna give to him, but he wants to take from the island. Charlie goes to John for information. This is something I don't appreciate from Charlie. He asks Hugo, and Hugo seldom drop it. And then Charlie goes to John to ask, and it sucks. So they keep Sawyer in, and they want to leave. Sawyer is a douchebag. We learn that Ana Lucia is in charge. We learn that her and Echo are kind of in charge of the other group of survivor. John tells Charlie what is the bunker. He tells him more about the information about the whatchamacallit, the food. Charlie is like, yo, he ask him a lot, and then you know that Hugo lies, and he tells Hugo, I thought we were friends, bro. And the difference between you and Hugo is Hugo don't ask you for shit, and you constantly ask Hugo for stuff, right? Constantly ask Hugo for stuff. So now we got Jack and Saeed who are exploring the bunker, because the problem with the bunker that they had was that there was this part that Desmond was using, and he was using facilities. So we did see the facility that he was using. However, when we saw Jack coming in, it was like, yo, guess what? This is not good. There's a bunch of parts that's abandoned. Why has it been abandoned? And then you remember in the first one, we saw buckets full of covered in dust, covered in concrete, and Saeed is like, yo, I thought they did that was for Chernobyl. So this could be a sign that what's in there is toxic. And see, this is kind of cool, because the mentality of it is, it's weird. The mentality of it is that the bunker could be a good place for the team. The place that you can actually live in are too small, so that means that you can't really put 46 people in. Now, if you clean the bunker, possibly you could put everybody in. So that's what I think. Oh, I forgot to tell you. The name of the episode is The Unloved. Description. Hugo have a hard time doing his task in the hatch, and it brings him to his past. Sawyer, Michael, and Jen learn who assaulted them. So yeah, Saeed again, one of my favorite characters. We have Kate, who takes a shower. It's weird because at this point, Kate and Jack are not really something anymore. They're not really something anymore. So, you know, we got Echo and Sawyer. Echo is one of the main characters of the other parts. See, in a weird way, from what I've seen, and we're still early on. Okay, let's just put it like that. We met the others by name in season 2, episode 4. I'm at season 2, episode 10, and the only one that really has a part in the story. Oh, there's 2. There's Ana Lucia, and there is Echo. Yeah. So we got Claire telling Claire and Shannon telling Sun that it's really really freaking bad because I found the bottle. I love this. You goes to John. It's like, why do you tell Charlie, bro? And in this place, this is amazing because we never really saw this part of Hugo. We saw this part of Hugo that says, "Hey, don't open the door. This is this is not good. This is bad. There's some bad news here." But we don't really see more than that. And now, oh, phone is too hot. No problem. I'll freeze it. And now Hugo is going after John. John, which again is kind of the figure, not a father, kind of the figure, which is cool here, is that John is a warmonger, because they found the bunker and John has the bunker. People are looking for the, people are looking for the food. John's looking at the weapon. There's a lot of weapon. So then we got Hugo backstory and how everything changed, which is absolutely phenomenal. Hugo wants to take dynamite and just blow up everything because he's afraid that this is gonna be bad. The coolest thing with this scene is Rose is the one that show Hugo to be moral. Hugo to be kind of like, hey, you're a good person. Don't worry, you're a good person. Hugo people like you. Now the funniest thing is when you find a chocolate bar, which is Apollo bar, Rose tell him Bernard loved chocolate. He said candy is candy. And she's still a candy bar, but she doesn't steal it for herself. She steal it for Bernard. So I thought it was really sweet. I love Rose. She's cool. Is she like Jen, Sawyer, Michael? No. I gotta say, it's tough because my favorite people are Jack, Kate, and Saeed. And then there's Mike, Jin, and Sawyer. I'm not gonna say John. John, I fell really in love with him because he was so interesting. But John is depending on being interesting to be a good character. Jackie doesn't need to be. Kate doesn't need to be. Saeed is just a badass. So yeah. Hugo comes to Jack and say, "Hey, we gotta do whatever we gotta do." See, Charlie asked Hugo for a peanut butter, and see, this is my problem with Charlie. He has this intention. Every single thing that I complain about Charlie had good intention. Every single thing that you complain about Charlie was something positive. Now, he wants to get the peanut butter. As a viewer, you know the peanut butter is for who? We know it's for Claire. It's not for him, it's for Claire. But they just go and he kind of harasses Hugo for it. That's kind of bad. So yes, he tells Jack that I'm gonna take care of it, but I have to do something. So Hugo takes everything that is kind of candy, cookies, chips, shit like that, right? And it's amazing. It's really cool because he gives it to people, right? Now we got the best scene. We're back on the camp and we meet this guy. And this guy is whom? This guy is Bernard, which is Rose's husband, which means that he survived. And he goes to the people. He goes to Sawyer and he goes to Jack. Everybody, Sawyer's and Michael. I'm sorry. Everybody is cautious about the new people. They're talking shit. Bernard is the only one and say, "Hey, was there my wife there?" And Sawyer says, "A black woman in her 50s." And Bernard said, "Yes." And Michael is like, "Yeah, she's okay." And it's kind of a sad scene because Bernard said, "Michael, he said to Michael, what's your name? Is it Michael?" They thank you, Michael, you're a good man. And we got to see Sawyer, who also was there. Kind of, he would have liked to be thanked too, but he didn't do anything. So maybe that's a proof of him being going nice. So the nicest thing that Sawyer did was giving the gun to Jack. No, that's the opposite. It was giving back the gun to Jack, with Jack giving back. Season 2, episode 5, found. Michael goes in the jungle in the search of Walt. The kidnappers of Sawyer and Jin are demanding to be conducted to the camp. So this is where it gets complicated. We're gonna get to see more, and I'm gonna go in. Maybe. What's the next episode? Okay. It's the next episode. Yeah, I can't. So basically, we learn, and what we learn is that there was another group. Now, this other group is a lot more important. Um, they're important in the sense of when there's Otter on the island. You want to know why the Otter didn't attack our camp? They were busy with the other 48. They wanted to take care of the previous people. See, there was 43 people that survived the crash back of the plane. Now there are 26 people left. So they kidnapped or killed 17 people, which is kind of insane. Kind of insane to begin with. So yeah, so this is very, very bad. This is why. So, um, Michael is not convinced that Walt is not there, and the survivors, the group B. Okay, let's call it Group B. Group A is Jack. Group B is Ana Lucia. I love Ana Lucia. Plus, she's a girl from Fast and Furious, so very famous actress. The Group B, they're looking for the bunker, and they're saying the only reason Group A was an attack is possibly because they don't know who they are. They don't know where they are, which is technically true, technically not true. Technically true, why? Because they haven't been attacked. Technically not true because we don't know if Ethan was an other or he was with Daniel. If he was an other, then you possibly know what they are. And if he was with Daniel, then he's not in the others. So that's important. Because Daniel, she's proven that she wasn't part of anything. Now, before we continue, I'm going to go to the flashback. Flashback is Jin. Jin. So this is a kind of like an important scene. This is Jin, and again, it's showing how far he's willing to go. So in the previous episode, Jin really started at the bottom of the bottle. My problem here is it's Jin and Sun. He really started at the bottom. He really, really started at the bottom. And this is kind of what we see. You see, this is Mr. Paik, and how troublesome it was, and how troublesome it was. So this is kind of like a complex flashback. We know that he was with Paik, but now we know how he met Sun, and he met Sun, which means it's kind of complex. It's kind of complex because when he meets the father of Sun, the father's like, I'm not gonna let you marry my daughter because you're a fisherman's son. You don't have ambition. And then Jin is like, no, I have ambition. And it's like, what are your ambition? It's like, I want to own my own restaurant and my own hotel. And what is kind of nice here is that he started as a doorman for a hotel. Now there's a really cool part where Jin is faking everything. Jin lives in an apartment with his friends. He's actually a bum. He's not a bum, but he's broke. He's actually like, these are humble people. These are normal people. And he's faking it. And there's this guy with his father who comes in. And he's like, my son really has to pee. And the boss of Jin gives him shit. He's like, why did you let them in? Then Jin's like, this is the right thing to do. That either you bring them out or you lose your job. And Jin quit. So yeah, so you see that Jin was a good person. I think this is proven to be that Jin was a good person. The Sun part is she found this heir, and he was really rich. Sun being an heir and really rich means that she had to marry into a good family. So she met this pretendant, and at first, she's like, Mom, I don't want to marry somebody. I want to marry somebody that I love. And I was like, no, your father wants better for you. Let's meet this guy. And this guy is different because this guy is also being pushed to marry somebody. And he's like, yeah, she's super cool. So then at the end, what he does is he meets another girl. And he chooses to marry her instead. So Sun is kind of rejected. And that's when she meets Jin. That's basically it. The flashback. What is there? What next is there? Got the other group. And Alicia, she said, I want to go to your camp. Because there's possibly food and everything else. Ana Lucia is the leader of this other group. Now, this is insane. I'm going to spoil it for you guys. One of my favorite episodes so far of season 5, of season 2. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to be doing episode... oh, wait a second. Okay, yes. Yeah. It depends. Why can I not go down? This is bullshit. Anyway, I'm gonna do it until the 48 days because it's a good episode. Ana Lucia is the de facto leader. It's kind of funny because we see their 48 days and how similar it was to the normal cast, to the team, the A Survivor group, and it's just nice because it's very similar. At the same time, you see how it affected and how the leader change made a difference. So then we have the camp, and we have the group A. It's like I don't know if we can trust them. And then there's another girl in there, which is Libby. Libby is really kind. Libby is super nice. She would be the Kate of the group B, and she really treats them well. But however, she's weak. So because she's weak, Michael uses her to run away to get Walt. And it's shitty because it's not like Michael. So we have this. We have Jack and he misses his son. Like I'm worried about Jim. So Jack comes in and he helps her. Now we have Ana Lucia, and what is cool with Ana Lucia is I don't trust you guys yet, so I'm gonna do something. She sent one of our group A and one of group B. So for example, one of them is picking up fruit, one of them is fishing. And then Sawyer, she takes Sawyer for fishing because she doesn't trust Sawyer. It's like, no, if you want to fish, take this guy. And then Jin is teaching her how to fish. And it's funny because she fishes one fish and she's not very successful. Jin fishes 5 fish and he's very successful. So that's kind of freaking nice. I actually do like that. That's pretty much it. There's a backstory and it's tough. Because my man Jin doesn't understand anything. Libby is really nice, Michael is really nice. However, it shows a really good part. The really good part is how much they suffered, the group B. Now it changed them. So for example, Echo. Echo is the strong man and he's unmovable, but even him is like, yo, I'm this important person here. Jin is trying to go back after Michael, but then he doesn't. So Echo is like, yo, if you want to go after Michael, I'll go after Michael. Got a nice discussion with Hugo, who makes up for Sun. It's nice because everybody's have Sun's back. We know that possibly your husband is dead, and she's like, yo, I know you cared. Because technically speaking, which sucks, is that nobody likes Sawyer, which is not true because Kate did. Where's the help for Kate? And then we have Jin, which is Sun. So then Jin finds Michael. It's like, yo, go back. We see one of the dead body, which is the others, and how they killed it. Like once again, it's super cool, super strong. You know that Jin doesn't understand him, but still. You got Sun, who lost her wedding ring, and it's kind of not about it. The coolest thing is that John comes in. John once again comes in, and he's like, yo, don't worry, I understand what you feel. Sun, she begins to have a garden, which is actually pretty interesting, because this is also going for survival. And Sun, surprisingly speaking, has a very good understanding of medicine. So in a garden, there's medicinal plant. We see the others, Jin and Echo, and now these guys are the others. These others have been on the land for a while. They're walking barefoot. You know, it's kind of nuts. It is kind of nuts. What else? Got Sun and Jin, which is in Kate. The really cool part is that Sun goes to Kate. Wait a second. What is she bury? That's the check about Jin.
Claire found them up. The one with the messages inside. The one from the left.
Where is it?
Where is it? They buried it.
Why? That was the ring. So yeah, Kate didn't even know that people were there. And I thought it was a nice moment. I thought that Sun was going to come in and reassure Kate, but she doesn't give a crap about Kate. So we follow. Sawyer is in a bad position. Again, we remember that he had the bullets through his shoulders, so he's kind of like a mess. Getting infected, he's really getting infected. And it is badly. He might die because of that. See, I don't know much about medicine, but the infection is in the shoulder, which is close to the arch. So, this is again Walking Dead. Walking Dead, if you're bitten on the legs, you can cut the leg. If you're bitten on the arm, you can cut the arm. People that are bitten in the neck, you can't do shit. If you bit on the body, you can't do shit. So Michael convinced, he convinced, Michael convinced, no, Jen convinced Michael to come back, which Michael does.
Those are private.
Kitty's reading the message.
Stop. What are you doing?
She thinks Sawyer. Ah, she didn't think Sawyer. And then Sunfire rings. It's a good show. It's a good show. It's a good show. So yeah, so now the episode is we're gonna be finishing in other 48 days, which is gonna be one of my favorite to recap. So first of all, again, we're gonna go backstory. And I actually really like this backstory because oh no, it's Shannon. Don't get me started about Shannon. Shannon once again kind of being shitty. Shannon once again kind of doing whatever she wants and not worried about who she's hurting, or what's the drama, or what is the possible danger of what she's doing. So Shannon used to be like a bad teacher, which means that she worked, and then she got accepted in a prestigious school, and then she comes in, and this is a very young Kate. This is a very young Kate saying that yo, I need money, and her mom saying no. And then Shannon said, you don't have to say no. I have the will for my fathers. I have the money for my fathers, and her father didn't left her anything. So now we have this. We have Boone. Boone, who also inherited from the money, which is a lot. And the cool thing here is she hates her stepmom because her stepmom, she taking so anything from her, for him. And Boone is saying, I'm going to be working for her. And Shannon's like, how can you work for her? And then Boone says, it's a really good job. I cannot see no to that. So you see Boone, even though he had a way of being rich, decided to work, which makes him better than Shannon in itself. So yeah, this is pretty much it. So how can I say this? Boone was a better person. And then Shannon says, I don't want your money. Which equates to what? To nothing at all. It equates to nothing at all. I'll just tell you what it equates to. Yeah. So Shannon's like, I don't need your money. I don't need your money. So Shannon is kind of starting to go crazy. She doesn't understand why people don't believe that she's Walt. They can't even sleep. This is the team B. The team B, we're seeing a team B that can't even sleep because they're so afraid of the others. However, we got some great news. The great news is that we got Michael and Jen back, so we can move on. What's his name? Overdosing on freaking overdosing on Lost. We got Mr. Echo coming in and saying, "Yo, we saw the others, so they're close by," which possibly is the reason why they didn't have to move. They can track them. So the problem with that is that I'm gonna put this: the others are able to track and don't leave traces.
It sounded like she needed help.
Charlie and Kate are fighting a lot. This episode is also about about Claire. Sorry. So Claire is. Everybody tells her how to take care of her baby, and she feels like she's overwhelmed. She feels like she is going through it. Like for example, her and George are becoming a couple, but she never said I'm sign up for a couple. She said I don't even know if I like him, which is kind of important because Claire was one of the last one to lose hope and being saved. She's very hopeful. She's very naive. So if she's starting to do bad, she's a good moral support for the group. So we see Shannon again. Her back. Her father died. The roses. I love this scene. Give me a sec.
It's not real bad. It'll be okay. What's up?
Libby, which is a sweetheart. I love Libby. She's so kind. And she... Oh, my phone closed. Libby, also, what I forgot to say is, she's a nurse. She kind of have a medical background. She'll take care of small problems. She's not able to take care of a lot of problems.
Sorry, I've only got sun and fresh air.
Rose is kind of against the axe, so she still uses the beach as a lot. Um, Shannon wants to use Shannon wants to use Vincent as a freaking. He wants to use Vincent as a way to get to Walt, which is a good idea. But he goes to Boone Grave, which is weird. John comes in and John helps Claire with the baby, which is supposed to be helpful. However, we have an issue, and that issue is that Claire feels like everybody knows more about her baby. However, Claire tells something to John that is very important. Uh, she tells him that Charlie is suddenly very religious, and John laughs like, Charlie religious? I don't think so. And it's like, and she's like, why does he have a statue of Virgin Mary and is with him? And John knows that the Virgin Mary is heroin, and he knows that Charlie was a drug addict. We got Echo planning the way forward. This is kind of nuts because we're switching from back and forth, the A team and the B team, and it's good. However, it's not great because we spend way more time with the A team. So Ana Lucia is starting to lose her power. Her team is exhausted. See, Ana Lucia is a normal leader, but she's a soldier. So she trains people to be a soldier. She's more of a dictator. She's more of a leader. And Jack is like, yes, he's a leader, but he has other people to help him out in his decision. And Lucia is alone, which means that sometimes she does bad things. Saeed and Shannon fight because he doesn't believe her. But then Saeed's like, yeah, I believe you. Now the coolest thing with this is Saeed will see Walt. So he'll see her. However, this is very, very important. Um, got John and Charlie together. And John is making sure that Charlie's okay. I think that he thinks that Charlie had a drug, but I still think that John doesn't think he's going to be using. We got Sawyer who's in a really bad position, and he's actually fainting. Now what they want to do a something to carry him, and they're saying we're going to carry him, no problem. And then Echo is like, no, I'll carry him. So what Echo does is he carry him to Jack, and he feels, and he gets Sawyer to be healed. The problem is that Echo is their guide, is their tracker, right? So if Echo leaves, they're kind of messed up. That's super, super, super important. We got also a cool moment where we have we got Saeed again seeing Walt. Now, why is this an important? Why is this an important moment? It's because Saeed. It's not his first run in with the Island Mysterious. Just remember when Saeed heard the voices. He heard the voices. What did he do? What did he do when he heard the voices? He said, "Oh, I must be going crazy." So I don't think that Saeed. Wait a second. I have to check if there's a short life. I don't know you, dude. I don't know you, dude. Okay, what are you doing in life, bro? No? What shall you do? Si vous me pleurez, voir de la honte. Okay. There's no battle. Saeed, when he heard the voices, he thought he was going crazy. So seeing Walt will result to the same thing. He will think that he's going crazy, which means that even though he saw Walt and he was right, he's not going to believe it. Now the question is, are we really seeing Walt? And the answer is, I don't know. I have no clue. I haven't been that far yet. So the camp is running high, and Lucia is getting stressed because people are starting to doubt her. People are starting to say, "Yo, you're not a good leader." See, it's kind of cruel because Ana Lucia was able to take over the group. Now, the reason why she was able to take the group is because people thought that they were the only survivor. The simple fact that there's other survivor, the big group say maybe the grass is greener on the other side. And yeah, so because they say that, they're not gonna go follow Ana Lucia anymore. Now, as a viewer, oh, I forgot to do something important. Shit. Okay, that's good. Okay. Ah, fudge. I can't do that. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing this. Dude, I have so much to do. Let's go back. I'm gonna close this. So yes, this was a pretty good episode. It does feel bad because Ana Lucia is pictured to be this bad person, but I think she's good. Wait, review all prices. Did we already do it? I don't remember if we checked out the prices already for. I don't remember if we already checked out the price for the ranking. That means that we're good. Okay, my apologies. Season 2, episode 7, The Other 48 Days. And this, I gotta say, is my favorite episode. My favorite episode at all. So this is by far my favorite episode. Why? Because this is the last one I saw. After that, we're gonna go in and watch current status. So every single time I'm gonna be watching a new episode. I'm not gonna make the same mistake of watching too much and not doing a recap. So this is the other way. So we're gonna be seeing. We got the first others. And then I'm gonna say they're talking about the other 48, and it's gonna be the first time we have another person POV or flashbacks. Her flashback is Ana Lucia. So the very first, this is actually a really cool flashback. I like Ana Lucia a lot. So the very first thing that happened, that Ana Lucia is like, yo, she is seeing a shrink because she has assisted to a shootout. She was shot by a criminal, right? And she has to go through mental training to say, hey, are you okay? Are you stable? If he's the guy, what are you gonna do? Right? Now, the first thing we see, it's super cool. She said, I'm ready to go back. Now she goes back, she sees the chief, and she tells her, what's my assignment? The chief, which happens to be their mom, said, I'm gonna put you behind a desk, and I'm gonna put you in a place that's very, very, very calm. So it's like, fuck that, I don't wanna do it. So then they have a call, which is violent, and right away, Anastasia takes her gun, and it's her partner that says, hey, calm down, he's unarmed, what are you doing? You're being too stressed. So then, it shows that she's not ready to come back, which actually kicks her out of the police. It doesn't kick her out for life, but she's like, no, you're going back into the training, going back into mental things. Now, what ended up happening is, we have this guy who's a shooter, and we confirm that it's a shooter, right? And it's kind of funny because during the episode, Ana Lucia is asked, hey, do you have kids? And then we learned that while she was shot, the killer killed her baby, and so she follows him to a bar and then she kills him. And the reason why she was leaving, she was leaving was because she wanted to get away, because she just killed somebody, so she ran away. Which is why she was on the flight, right? And she was single and she was into Jack, which I kind of like. So now Saeed is going crazy because Shannon ran back, and this is what I'm saying with Saeed, which is kind of crazy, right? So the last episode ended, and I didn't tell you, I'm sorry. The last episode ended with Saeed and Shannon hearing screams, and then she runs after them. So Shannon goes out, and she runs faster than Saeed. Saeed, for some reason, he's slipping in the mud, he's falling upon the roots. So this could be the island stopping him. So Ana Lucia, what happened is, she sees Shannon and she kills Shannon. So Saeed's like, you murderer, and he spits at her. The first thing that they do is they attach Saeed because he's dangerous. However, Michael, Jin, and Sawyer vouch for him and say, no, he's a good dude. And even Sawyer's like, yeah, even Sawyer. There's a cool thing where Libby says, in last episode, she said, these are your two friends, right? And Michael's like, no, Jin is my friend, Sawyer's not my friend. So I actually love that because Jin and Michael used to be cat and dog. Hearing the cat fights, cat and dogs. So we had the 40 days, the 48 days. The first thing we see is people falling. First of all, there's a lot of people that died. But just like the very first episode, the main cast survive. So we're seeing Ana Lucia, who right away does some CPR. She helps. We have Echo, who is actually pretty strong and he helps out. Got the cast of people, and they're all important. So this is important because we see who's there. Now this is insane. This is so good writing. This is magic, okay? So they have a similar trajectory. Her, what happened? Who is she? She is the one we remember as the hostess, the air hostess. So she's the one that tells them, hey, they won't find us. We're off route. So now we said a lot of people are hurt. Now, what I absolutely love here is that there's this guy, right? And his leg is broken. So Libby comes in and said, hey, I have training. I have medical training. So she's able to help. So by the way, we got 3 people and we have what they have to see. We have Bernard who survived, right, which is kind of cool. We have this guy. This guy's kind of important because he has a bunch of survival techniques. Like, for example, he's able to make fire, and he has just a couple of survival techniques, which is actually pretty good. Night falls, and right away, they're attacked by the others. The others comes in and they kidnap people. So then they go kind of crazy. They're like, yo, this is messed up. Echo is the one that saved them. Now, Echo is an important character. So, I don't know much about Echo. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Echo used to be a drug lord in his country. I think that he was involved in the plane for drugs. And Echo, I think something happened to him where he vowed he wasn't going to be violent anymore. Because he wasn't going to be violent anymore, what ended up happening is he's just like, yo, fuck that. I'm going to protect people. And here he killed people. He killed the assailant, which is pretty freaking good. And then he loses his voice. He does a vow of silence. The first thing he does is he picks up the small tree, which is the one he uses for saying, hey, I'm going to protect myself. So Ana Lucia see this and she goes into a warpath. They're burying people and everything like that. Now, what do we have? Oh yeah, we got fighting. They have a chicken. They're cooking the chicken, which is insane because there's 40 people to kill the chicken. Echo is putting some church symbol on his. He put his church symbol on his weapon, and it makes him religious. And then we see how is right away putting in the army. For example, this guy wants to go to the bathroom. This guy, and he goes to the bathroom and said, "Hey, we go in pairs." So she stopped him, and the fact that he went makes him the first culprit, because we know. So this is the second night. They kidnap people, right? And what they do is they find a list, and the list that they find is wait a second, give me a sec. They see the list of people of who is there, and the craziest thing is the list of people are people that are on the beach with them. So they think that one of them is a freaking others. One of them is a spy. So of course the first one to be blamed was the guy that got to the bathroom, not this guy, but this other guy, right? And this is insane. This is insane. I don't see. I said, "Yo, there's a spy, there's a spy, there's a spy," but it says no. And I said, "There's no spy. You're going crazy," and she's like, "Yo, there's no way." Now, do you know what's insane? She's like, "Okay, there's no spy," but they found a stick to the signal burning, and the guy who said we need to keep the signal burning, the guy that went to the bathroom. So right away, she thinks that he's the culprit. So what they do is they dig up a hole, which is gonna be used as a jail. Libby tells Alicia, "You can't do that." Now this is the coolest thing. We have the older man, which is Bernard, being John. Now what he does is he creates snares. He creates traps to catch bunnies. So he has some sort of hunting skills. They put him in the jail, and then it's like, what are we going to do with it? 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 So Ana Lucia is asking him. This is super cool because she started to ask him question, and the craziest thing is, this guy's from Canada. Where was it Ethan coming from? Canada. So yeah, so this is really really fucking good. So she questioned him. It's like, I'm not gonna say that you are the guy, right? And then there's a huge problem. They're telling the days, and then the guy showed that there's a banana peel behind him. So people have been feeding him. People have been helping, and then LCS like, no, if you help him, this defeat the whole purpose. And Bernard's the one that defend him. It's like, what if you're wrong? What if the guy didn't do anything, and he doesn't know what to do? So then he starts downing himself. She starts downing himself. This is the guy that's kind of tells her, hey, I got you back. And this is actually important because he knows how to hunt, he knows how to survive, and he is very helpful. So he does is he helped Nate. However, guess what? He kills Nate, which is insane because it's like, okay, my God, you killed Nate, and if you killed him, now this is the insane part, because they killed Nate, he couldn't answer question. However, you will make it seem like Nate escaped, which is kind of crazy because Ana Lucia is going to believe that somebody betrayed him. Now this is also a really important scene. So they find a bunker where there's things inside. There's a radio, but there's also a Bible. We then learn in the Bible that if you open it, there's a second part of the Dharma. You know the training that we saw in the bunker of why you need to press the button? There's a second part of it that I was talking about. So they go into the forest to use the signal, and then we have this guy with her. So then what happened is they're talking, and Lucia is talking. So they're talking, and they're like, yo, and Lucia said, yo, I know that you're the guy. I know that you're the guy because guess what? You came back from the forest and you weren't wet. So we know this is you. Why? We're your friends. So then Ana Lucia and him start to fight. However, Ana Lucia has a knife. So she's able to win the fight. She goes back and she said she killed him. But she killed him. So then people are like, yo, Ana Lucia, you're going crazy. You're literally killing people. Bernard goes to the radio. He hears the same signal that we did. This is the insane part. This is the insane part. They listen to the radio, and the radio says, this is Site 185, asking for help. And guess what it was? It was Saeed. But then, Alicia's like, no, it's the others. They're trying to trick us. Don't fall for it, people. Do not fall for it. I thought it was really nice. I thought it was really cool. That's pretty much it. But Alicia is crying. Echo comes and comfort her, which is nice because Echo, I think, is a good dude. I'm not sure how much of a good dude he is, but he's still a good dude. So now they have this island, and this is where they find Jin. This is where they find Jin. They start to question Jin. However, guess what? Jin doesn't speak a lick of English, and the episode ends with three things. They find Jin, and then this is amazing. They find Jin and they capture him. Now we got a scene where she tells Echo, punch me. I'm gonna be doing a spy thing. And Echo does it. And then the episode ends with Ana Lucia killing Shannon. And that's it. What a good episode. Insanely good. Next episode we have episode 8. But guess what? What? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I took the flashback for Ana Lucia for season 7. This is not the right one. There's no flashback in this one. There's no flashback, okay. So I'll do episode 8. I don't remember it though. So we're gonna go home. I'm gonna go play some Fortnite. And that is pretty much it. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.